All right. Well, welcome everybody to the Q podcast today. We have a very special guest, someone I've worked with quite a bit, writing stories around town. He is the vice president with Inked Entertainment, which is a booking events and mostly concerts booking company here in Central Illinois. But they are expanding their reach quite a bit. Yeah. His name is Leon Edwards. Leon, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. So the reason I wanted to have Leon on is that this weekend is the 2018 kickoff of the Tailgate N Tallboys, I guess, concert series is what we were kind of talking about before, because it's not a traditional music festival. There are several different dates, but the first dates are this weekend, starting technically Thursday,
right?
And then going through Sunday. Leon, if you wanted to start out, could you tell me a little bit how you determined for this year the dates you wanted to have and when you wanted to have the concert series elapse?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is our third year kind of going into this. Last year we moved down to the Peoria Riverfront, so that was a big move. When we did that last year, what we really wanted to come out with is to be able to pair up with some events that were already happening on the riverfront. Mm-hmm. And so going into this year, that was a big determining factor on the dates that we wanted to do. So in June, this coming weekend, Steamboat Days, the Steamboat Classic, some, very, I guess, traditional things that have happened in Peoria. Yep. We wanted to be able to help grow those events and kind of rejuvenate those events. Yep. And so that was kind of where we went pairing up with that, and been working with Pace and the Steamboat Classic team to be able to do that. And so that was the reasoning, I guess, for June. Yep. And then in July, it's really the same thing. We have the Central Illinois Barbecue Throwdown that is that weekend that the Peoria Park District puts on. And so we wanted to be able to come into that, provide the entertainment side of that, which is a separate event still, but we really wanted to kind of work hand in hand with that kind of stuff. And so that really, and then September really was just more the way that worked out.
Yeah. We have an extra day, we can do it, why not? Yeah. Now explain, so you mentioned it there briefly, and this is the third year of Tailgate N Tallboys. The first year was in Three Sisters Park. Explain the move from Three Sisters over to the Peoria Riverfront. Why was that, you guys, why did you feel like that was the correct move to make?
Yeah, absolutely. And Three Sisters Park was a beautiful location. Yep. Definitely fit a ton of people down there. We have the camping option out there. And it's such a different location than what the Peoria Riverfront is. Really kind of looking at last year when we decided we were going to continue the festival, and we wanted to do this for years to come, we kind of looked at who came to the festival that first year. It was a huge influx of people that came in from outside of Peoria. Yeah. And so what we wanted to be able to do was offer them, and really a limited amount of campers, I guess I should say. And so we had people that were in town for that weekend. They needed hotels, they needed restaurants, they needed everywhere else to go. Right. And so we wanted to put them closer to that. So we weren't so far out. And that was probably one of the largest determining factors on moving that in, alongside wanting to kind of pair up with some other events, because I guess our initial concept of Tailgate N Tallboys is what's happening now with this more of a music series, and kind of spread this out over the summer. And so we wanted to be able to kind of meet up with some other stuff. And so those were some of the big factors in that move. It definitely has worked out. We found a lot of extra bonuses to that move after last year. I mean, the location down on the Peoria Riverfront is, it's just a beautiful setting. Right, yeah. We got the bridge in the background right behind the stage. You got the river on the side. We got boaters able to come up, pull right up in there and stuff. And so I think just the whole ambiance of that whole riverfront is just the perfect location for what we're doing down there. Yeah, for sure. And you, you definitely had a lot of people come down last year, and you were able to kind of test out what that first year and see what worked and what didn't. One thing that you're adding this year, and you just alluded to it, I thought was interesting, is the screen facing the river, so that boaters who on hot summer weekends, they're generally out on the river there, and especially when there's a concert, they'll pull right up. So what went into the process of you guys deciding, hey, we should put in a video screen for those boaters? Honestly, a couple of our partners that go into this, it was the last day last year that we were at Tailgate N Tallboys, and we were kind of sitting back, and it was, the last act was on there, and we were standing along the river, and there was probably 20 boats out there.
Yep.
And it was just like how awesome that would look if there was 100 boats out there. And so, I mean, really, that was kind of where we made that decision, was how to attract some more boats down there. Honestly, just because it is a cool part of that, to be able to, you know, come in from out of town and drive over that bridge and see all those boaters and stuff that are down there. I think that really was a big part of it. Eastport Marina has been kind of the sponsor of that whole thing.
Right.
And so it really, you don't have to buy a ticket, but really what I guess the hope is you're going to see how much fun everybody's having up there, and maybe you'll come the next night.
Right.
And that kind of thing. And so they really, we'll have a huge screen out there. The sound, I mean, definitely carries over that water. So it's a fun part of that. And then Eastport Marina, actually, you can dock over there and then take a shuttle right over to the boat or over to the party at the river, at the concerts, I guess, too. Yeah. So, I mean, so definitely a lot of options for the boaters.
Yeah. And it's, you know, it's one of those things where I'm sure, you know, you want to make money at one of these events, at some of these events that you put on. That's definitely the goal. But, you know, that's a thing where, maybe because you're not making any money really off besides the shuttle costs or whatever, and even that probably is not a boon. But it's just, do you think about that sometimes? It's like, well, we can make a cool festival, an interesting one, while also, you know, making some money on the end. Is that something you guys go through?
Yeah, and obviously, yes, we are a for-profit. Definitely in this, you know, for that. But honestly, I don't think like money has never been part of our discussions. I think that's just kind of the aftermath of what we do down there. It definitely is, you know, we want to put on this great festival. We want to have a ton of people down there that are having a lot of fun. You know, we want to bring business into Peoria. We want to bring these people staying in hotels. We want to be able to boom everybody down there. And then, you know, hopefully the flip side of that is, yes, we do, you know, it helps us out as well as a company and stuff. But I mean, really, that has never been any kind of factor, I don't think, in anything we've done down there.
Yeah, for sure. And that I think, you know, a customer probably looks at that and appreciates that too. And just for anybody that is watching on Facebook Live, if you have any questions, please let us know, and I can throw a question to Leon's way from the listeners or viewers here. Now with the lineup, it really is a pretty great lineup. I guess I wanted to start out with the night that is already sold out, at least for the single day tickets, and that's Saturday. The two big names that night are Nelly, who was here last year, and also Kane Brown, which I guess well just on Kane Brown, you know, if you've been around Peoria and you've been going to some of the concerts that Inked has been putting on, you've seen Kane Brown kind of the trajectory he's been on the last couple of years. Explain the appeal of Kane Brown and what you've seen from him, and why he was so crucial to get for this festival.
Absolutely. And, you know, honestly, I think going back to kind of how we wanted to do the festival overall, it was really to capture some of these up-and-coming artists in the market and build them in the market. And that was really, I think, our eyes have been on Kane Brown since that. Since, you know, the initial days out at the venue out on University, being able to build him in that market, and he has exploded. And I mean, it just, you know, single after single, just top charting. You know, he just won his first award last weekend, and so we have just seen so much growth with him. And we're just so excited to be able to say, you know, we've had that relationship with him since the get-go. You know, we were joking around the other day. I think the first time we had him in an indoor venue, he did these meet and greets, and it was like $5 to go in and meet Kane Brown. And this was the first time he was in the market. And I mean, the staff at the venue, I mean, it was hours that they stood. I mean, we had to put partitions out just to line people around there. And I mean, I think from then it was just like, this guy's going somewhere, you know. And so just to see his growth through that, and I mean, just to be able to put him as a headliner for the second year in the row for the festival, you know, that was, out of everybody, probably one of the most exciting announcements for us to make, just to be able to have that in there. Yeah,
right. And he'll be in this year, you know, that, like I said, he'll be performing in front of, I mean, what's the estimate for Saturday? What do you guys think?
We are shooting at 12,000 is what we're at.
And that's now what are the things you have to kind of think through and go through when you bring that, you know, amount of people down the riverfront there at 12,000, which is a huge number, and, you know. What types of things do you have to go through for that? So
we actually, I mean, really, it's just the parking. Obviously, is an issue, or not an issue, but one of the factors that we evaluate down there. The space is by far, last year we sold out Nelly. Was the only show out of all the shows that we sold out on the riverfront last year. And as far as where the back fence, I guess, goes, we moved that back this year. So I mean, that is going to be almost butted up to the Riverplex. I mean, so that we're able to fit more people down there and make them more comfortable. Right. I guess that the comfort level is what by far is probably one of the biggest factors on when we determine, what is sold out.
Right. Yeah. What is sold out and where people can still experience the concert, but also be comfortable if they want to be down there.
Absolutely. And so like parking, there's ample parking downtown. There's a lot of street parking. There is a lot of parking decks. So I definitely think that we're fine down there. But just to kind of alleviate some of that issue, I guess, we started a park and ride.
Shuttle.
So we have shuttles running from Cruisin's down on Farmington Road. We have them running from the Peoria City building.
City Hall,
City Hall. And so they'll be running from there in Peoria. And then also we have East Peoria. So there's an East Peoria lot over across from Logan's that will be doing pickups, Eastport Marina, and then the Spindler Campground. And so just to kind of make it easier, you can come definitely find a parking spot. We'll drop you off right at the festival, and then they take you back to your cars. And so that just kind of helps that too.
Yeah. For sure, and that's I think that's a cool thing. Not only with getting, not only with the shuttles, but it's just cool to see that many people that are all kind of. It'll start Thursday, but really on Friday afternoon, there's going to be a ton of people in downtown Peoria just all around, and that's I feel like that's always a cool thing. And a cool thing about having concerts on the river.
Oh, for sure. We were watching a recap video of Cole Swindell last week. Yeah. And I mean, we were probably at 7,000 people for Cole Swindell in September last year. And it looks so filled down there, and just the excitement level just watching that, like we're going to have another 5,000 people on top of that kind of thing. And so that definitely, but we're moving out. And so I think it always looks full down there, but this definitely is going to be one of the fuller days that we'll have this summer.
For sure. And then Sunday is pretty big. And I know, I know a lot of people I know are really excited. Sunday night, John will be now help me with because you guys like what October last year. So it was the first, and we were probably working on that for a few months before that, I'd imagine. But in the span of that, they released their album. It goes to #1 on the country charts, and they're just one of the biggest bands you can grab. But like getting them, and how big is that to have them?
It's so exciting, honestly. And I think when we put our eyes on them is when we had them for an indoor show in February last year, and it sold out, months in advance. And it was just like instantly we knew this. That is who needed to be in the we started on the festival, and it's just sometimes you lock them in, and you get that luck, that they're going to toppers in that time span. And really, I think we kind of knew that there is stuff coming out from them, and anything they put out is just almost golden. Great band. And honestly, these guys that you work with, these guys are a nice group of guys. Like their whole management has been super to work with. And so that definitely is always a factor with us too, is, who we really enjoy working with as far as management goes. And that has been definitely their group. For sure.
Yeah. And I interviewed the lead singer, earlier this week, or I guess it was last week, and we were joking around about how he was too nervous to approach a member of Soundgarden. He's a very approachable, pretty talkative guy, and I've had a good time interviewing them, and I'm sure they're going to do great out there. And now one other thing that I wanted to bring up, between last year and this year, obviously the very tragic events at the Las Vegas at that country music festival occurred. What types of things have you put in? What types of things did you have to plan for in response from that? But also, what types of things are going to be on to make sure that people are safe and people can enjoy the festival this weekend?
Absolutely, has been a huge point of topic for anything that we've done this year. It was last year, but that actually happened the last night of our festival last year. So I think that just kind of put that exclamation point on the end of that. And so we definitely, I guess, advise everybody to show up a lot earlier this year. We got metal detectors down there. We're doing bag searches for every concert, not just, kind of when we have the heavier concerts. So it's even the lower attended concerts, like we're doing all of the security features to that. We have evacuation points planned, and every, safety plan put in place for every single one, so that God forbid something does happen down there, like everyone is going to know what to do. We partnered actually with AMT.
Okay.
Has been a great partnership this year. They actually have a tent right down there, so we have medical staff on standby. Just in case.
Yeah.
You know, they'll have their boat down there this weekend. And so should something happen out there, like we definitely have that covered as well. They got an ambulance on standby. B&L Integrated is actually the security team that we're working with.
Yep.
And so it is a lot of, off-duty police officers. It's a lot of trained staff and that kind of stuff. And, so everybody's going to be clearly marked this year as far as you're going to know who to go to should you need to go somebody.
Yeah. Okay.
And so that definitely has been a big part of our planning process this year.
Right. And is that something that do customers or potential customers, do they reach out to you about that at all, about security, or is that something that fans do want to know about ahead of time?
We definitely have had questions about that as far as what the process is and stuff like that. I think one of the concerns, like with the metal detectors, is it's gonna, people are gonna worry about it being not safe because you have metal detectors. But honestly, I think going into this, we feel almost the opposite. Like people are going to know that it is safe because we have that type of features available for that.
And maybe it takes an extra 5 minutes or so to get in, or 10 minutes or whatever, and that is a little more time, but you have that assurance of knowing going in.
Absolutely.
And you definitely recommend, especially on like a Saturday, get there early because there could be 12,000 people trying to get in through the gates over the course of the time.
And it's not like you're going through two. I mean, we definitely have it spread out, and I mean, we have enough staff down there to where we can get them through flow pretty easy. We had our first kind of events back in May, for our rock festival, and we did the same thing. And so no hang-ups. It actually it runs through very smoothly, and so I don't foresee that being an issue as well.
For sure.
Actually, luckily, the metal detectors, all that is actually right up behind what will be our pre-party stage.
Oh, great.
And so actually, while you're waiting in line,
you catch a little music. Yeah. Well, explain that pre-party stage a little bit, and I guess the pre-party and post-party. That's part of this whole weekend now.
Absolutely. So that is actually a very exciting part of what we're doing. Like I said, what we really strive to do is find those kind of up-and-coming bands and build them in the festival. And so, we've tagged some of them in our pre-party stage, so you can come out and see a lot of those guys. So the pre-party stage, we're going to have 1 to 4 artists every day of the festival this year.
Okay.
So Friday night we have Feud and Hillbillies, which is a local, kind of favorite.
Yep.
On Saturday night we have Second Chance, which is actually out of Florida, and he is really it's this hip hop, which is a fun way to say this, but just a lot of fun, honestly, and to watch. And so he definitely is kind of a social media king right now. So we have him, and then Broseph coming up from Southern Illinois, and then on Sunday we actually have Dylan Schneider. And then we have Smithfield. Yep. And then we have the Lax, who actually have been in the indoor venue. So it actually is a very big group. And what's neat about the pre-party stage is you can actually come out. You don't even have to have a ticket to the festival to go to the pre-party stage. You come out, you go through security, and you can actually come out and see the pre-party stage. Go home if you want. It's completely open to the public. Come out and check out a lot of these, kind of cover band or local bands, and a lot of the up and coming bands. I think would be a neat way to do this.
Well, and especially on Saturday, there's so much going on between Steamboat. There's the Riverfront Market. I think the Caterpillar Visitor Center is having their antique tractor thing out there. So if you wanted to, you can hit one thing, and maybe if you get the timing down right, you can even hear some country music for free.
Absolutely.
on the free stage. And then there's a post party as well.
There's an after party, and that is on Friday night and on Saturday night. And actually that actually is at Cruisin's on Farmington is where the after party will be. That is ticketed separately, but I'll say like the tickets are $5 for that, $10 day of show. You can get them down at there. But we'll actually have, so Friday night's actually Drew Baldridge, who will be on the main stage on Saturday. And then on Saturday night, it's Dylan Schneider, who will be on the pre-party stage on Sunday. And so, we're filling people that are on the festival to come down and check that out. We got a shuttle bus that runs right from the festival right down to Cruisin's. So you can take the bus down there. It starts at 11:45 at night, so it's completely after the festival, and it's just a way to, I guess, continue the party that is going on the riverfront and kind of pull some people down there as well.
Right, for sure. Now, you guys, what is the I guess the relationship between Central Illinois. Now this is a country music festival. There's obviously a lot of kind of subgenres within that. But what is the relationship to Central Illinois to country music, and why is it such a thing where you can have 5-6 different dates of music across a year where you can bring a lot of people to the riverfront to watch the shows?
I think a lot of this is there's a lot of big festivals. There's stuff in Chicago, there's stuff in St. Louis, and definitely some big names. It definitely has a lot of big price tags with it too. Yep. And I think that for the level of talent that we are able to bring into Peoria, I think that the price level is definitely part of the mix on that. And I think that's why we're able to kind of bring in a lot of people that maybe wouldn't necessarily travel all the way to Chicago or wouldn't travel all the way to St. Louis. But when you can come see all these bands right now, I mean, our 3-day pass right now is $69.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's for actually 4 days when you count the kickoff days. So, I mean, for that kind of level of price, for the amount of talent that you're getting in there, like I think that is a huge part of why this works in Central Illinois. I also think like just the lineup. I mean, honestly, you compare this to a lot of the big festivals right now, and I mean, just the lineup that we have all summer long is just it's solid.
Yeah,
it really is kind of blown out of the water this year.
And you had mentioned something to me, and so obviously this resonates within Central Illinois, but I think you mentioned that pre-sales or ahead of time sales that nearly 50% of the people have been outside of the Central Illinois 100-mile radius. That's right.
That's absolutely true. And
how is that? I mean, why would they be coming here? They have so many other options. How do you know? And how can you explain that?
I think honestly, going into our third year, I think Tailgate N Tallboys has really has built that brand up, and so I think I mean, great for us to be able to say, like people look for Tailgate N Tallboys now. We're popping up on when people are searching for these festivals and stuff. We've gotten a lot of national kind of, I guess, notoriety through, we've done podcasts like this, and we've been in a lot of write-ups on national kind of country news and stuff like that. And so that has really helped to kind of grab people from out of the area, and really, show that what we're doing in Central Illinois it's a big deal. And I mean, it definitely is. We have a ton of people coming up from Nashville this year. Wow. Cool. The artist managements and agents, stuff like that. And so I think just we're getting on the radar for a lot of this stuff, and I think it's exciting for us. I think it's overly exciting for the Peoria market, for the amount of people that are going to be coming in. I can't imagine how many phone calls that I've been getting over the past few days, like, where can I get a hotel? Where can I get a hotel? Just because everything is, starting to get filled up. And I mean, it's scattering not only in Peoria, but I mean, it's, Washington hotels, it's Pekin hotels, and stuff like that. And so, I mean, it's stretching across the market. And so it's been a wonderful year. That's for sure.
Cool. Yeah. And now what Inked Entertainment, you guys are, you started around here, but you're starting to expand your footprint. What other places are you booking at now or booking for? And what's the plan long term for the business?
It's an awesome idea or question. Honestly, so we got some stuff going in Iowa right now. So we're helping out with the Abate of Iowa Freedom Rally, which is kind of northwestern Iowa, which is over 4th of July weekend. That's probably the furthest out west right now that we have going on. We got Jamie Johnson, Blackstone Cherry, a lot of great bands going on out there. We got Riverfest, which is in Fort Madison, Iowa. So those are kind of our and that's actually going to come up in August, and that's, we got Colt Ford and Pop Evil and a lot of rock side of stuff, so it'd be a 4-day weekend over there. And so those are Iowa ones. We do several county fairs, festivals throughout kind of central and southern Illinois that we're building into. We're helping out with a lot of indoor venues in Illinois right now. And then we also have been kind of breaching into, I guess, Indiana right now. So we're doing a lot in Lafayette, Indiana. And then we're also doing a couple fairs out in Indiana as well. So that's kind of, I guess, our grab or reach right now. But as far as plans go, I mean, I guess the world is a limit.
Exactly. Anywhere. In 10 years when I'm interviewing Leon and they're in India or something, then we can trace it back to this conversation. But no, what is it like, I guess, working in this kind of day-to-day, week-to-week music business and bringing bands into Central Illinois? What's it like?
It's a lot of fun. I mean, I really think it varies so much every day. And each one of us, we have a team of about 5 that really put all of this on, and then we work with a lot of contract workers and stuff when it actually gets to the event. But I mean, it's definitely a lot of work, especially with all the events that we're running right now. But we have such a solid team that we have I don't do any of the talent buying, and so we got a couple talent buyers. Our president's a talent buyer, and then we got our other VP's a talent buyer, and they all handle their own thing, and so it really, I work on the marketing side of stuff for all these guys, and so it's different day to day, but because we're such a small group, it's really, I could be ordering catering one day and, running social media the next. And I mean, the same with everybody. And so it really works in sync with this, but I don't know that I've ever had a day where it's like, this is what I'm going to be doing today.
Yeah, exactly. You just wake up, you go to the office and see what's going on. Now, I guess within the company, within the business, what is the most like hype you guys get? Is it when the concert actually happens? Is it the on sale date, or is it that silent back room when you've landed, like that big act that is gonna do well?
I think it's Tailgate N Tallboys.
Okay,
I think it's the day of.
Yeah,
I think that's when we're able to kind of sit back. When that headliner finally takes stage. Like, I think that's really the kickoff. We've been all doing this for quite a few years now, in various roles. We've worked for some venues. We've done our own thing and that kind of thing. But really, we've been talking about this growth really since last year, when kind of Inc. definitely made its separation from everything and said, this is what we're going to do. And so really, I think everything we've been talking about since last year is kind of coming to play this weekend. And so I think once we get through really probably Friday night, it'll be, I think everybody's just going to kind of sigh a relief we made it,
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, everything's pointing that direction. We got a ton of people coming down. It's been so much fun. Awesome. I mean, it really, I think overall, like, it has just been fun. It's fun every day that we do this. Rarely is there a day where you dread going in, because I mean, it's just, I'm down on the riverfront today, and it's just, I mean, it's perfect,
That's great. Yeah. Well, we have a viewer question here. It's from a Jolene stepped in. She's wondering if there is camping, and we did mention camping, but if you can go into a little bit what the camping will look like for the festival.
Yeah, we definitely can. We do not run any of the camping as we did the first year, and so that is one thing that we kind of lost when we moved downtown Peoria. But we have partnered with, like, Spindler Campground in East Peoria has been a great partner for us, and they do all of the tent camping. They have RV camping, and kind of stepped up to that. And so we really, I guess anybody that asks, we normally send over there to them. And then we also have a shuttle. Well, that is one of the shuttle pickups, and so they'll pick you up from the campground. It's $3 a head, and we'll bring you right to the festival, and then they'll take you back to the campground. So it's it's not, you can't walk from your tent to the camp or to the festival, but really it's a 5-minute drive.
Right, exactly.
So it definitely is how we go about that.
And do you know what the campsites look like right now? Could people still camp there, to your knowledge?
I know that they are very full.
Okay, very full.
I know that they are very full. I know there's several other campgrounds in the area that can work with it. Yeah, so I mean, there's definitely options in the area as far as camping. Spindler, I don't know if they have slots right now or not, but I know that they were getting pretty close.
Right. Okay. And then, just in the general atmosphere and vibe of the festival, what types of vendors will people find? What types of things will people see when they're just on the grounds on the river?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of retail vendors. So we have, the cowboy hats and baseball caps, stuff like that. We got a lot of artist merch. We'll have Tailgate N Tallboys and Inked Entertainment merch down there. So a lot of stuff you can buy. We also have, Simplify Cycles, which is kind of a trike building place out of Tremont. They're coming down with some displays for the trikes that they're building that they're going to be taking out to Sturgis and stuff. So I mean, that'll be a cool feature down there. We have a lot of radio stations doing giveaways. Cruisins is going to be on site doing a lot of kind of giveaway stuff as well.
Probably some alcohol things too.
Things as well. We have a lot of food vendors, a lot of varying food vendors. So, like this weekend, I know Don's Taco is going to be down there. We have corn dogs down there. We got slushies, stuff like that. And so there'll be plenty of food and beverages. On the beverage side, I mean, we definitely have, this year we actually brought in craft beer on top of all the Budweiser products as well. Tito's is actually coming in, and they'll have a whole kind of Tito's experience where you can get on their Airstream and kind of learn how Tito's vodka is made. They got some bags. Budweiser's bringing down what's called the Budweiser experience, and so they got huge beer pong is what I'm trying to think of, with the garbage cans and stuff, and bags and stuff like that, and so a lot of games out there for that too. As far as drinks, we definitely have a lot of drinks. I think is a good segue actually into some of the alcohol that's being sold down there. So actually Budweiser, for every beer that's sold through Budweiser this year, they're donating $1 to Folds of Honor. And so that will be a cool, and that's for the whole festival this year. And that's something that we just found out this week. And then Tito's actually is coming out with that as well. And for every $1 sold this weekend, for every Tito's lemonade, they're doing, actually it's $1 to the Peoria Community Against Violence.
Oh, great.
And so definitely want to bring this into kind of a more local scene for that side of stuff. And so I think that was a really cool way for them to do that.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, you have the option to listen to the music, but you can also just kind of experience it in multiple different ways when you're down there. And if you are purchasing some alcohol, it's going to some good causes.
You're helping.
Yeah, exactly. You're helping a lot of things. Well, anything else that we haven't gone over yet that you'd like to add or put in there?
I think honestly, one of the things I did want to add is Thursday night.
Okay.
And so Thursday night, we have Frankie Ballard, we have Walker County. Definitely some great acts on there. Really, Thursday was kind of an add-on to our entire music series. We already had the stage set up. We're going to have production down there, and so why not throw a couple more concerts together?
Right.
And so really, this was an add-on to all the multi-day passes. So really, if you have a 6-pack pass, if you have a 3-day pass, like that's free entry. Like, come out, check out this act Thursday night. It's going to be our kickoff party. Tickets are $10 to get in. So even if you don't have a ticket for the 6-pack pass or something, come on down.
And even the Steamboat Carnival will be going on that night too as well.
Absolutely. So it's just kind of a tie-on to all of that. So that's probably a big one. I mean, we have the shuttle service running. We have the after parties down at Cruisin'. So I think that, like, you're not going to have an excuse to stay home this week.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it. Well, and we should mention that I know we said that Saturday is sold out, but if you buy a three-day pass or the 6-pack pass for all the dates, you'll still be able to go. You'll
still be able to go on Saturday. And I will say, we just looked at the numbers this morning, and like we have less than 200 tickets for the 6-pack pass and the 3-day pass still available. And so that more than likely will hit some kind of sold out part on that. But when that happens, I don't know. So I definitely would not, if you're looking for the multi-day passes, I would not suggest waiting to get those until you get down at the gate. We will have a box office set up down there. Those normally set up a few hours, and we'll kind of put that out on our Facebook when that time is. But what we'll have is you can go down there and buy tickets right from the box office, which is right under the Gateway building downtown. But that actually will be selling single-day tickets for Friday, for Thursday, and for Sunday. We'll be doing that on the day of shows as well.
Okay, great. Well, Leon, we really appreciate you coming in. I probably took up way too much of your time with the festival impending, and we should probably check in on you on Monday just to make sure everything went well.
Tuesday.
Or Tuesday. Yeah, exactly. He's just gonna be sleeping the entire day Monday. But Leon, I really appreciate it, and good luck this weekend.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.